Good morning. So we are going to be doing some stuff in the garden today, and we're harvesting carrots. I am not hopeful for them. Now they look really pretty on the top, but I know that we have clay soil, and I didn't even think about that. Wasn't even aware really whenever I planted them. Just thought it was going to work fine, but they're going to be teeny tiny. But we're going to show them to you today. But I'm going to show you what we got going on in here first, and then later this morning we're gonna harvest. So let's see what we got going on in here. So while this looks like just a pile of leaves in here, this is actually our strawberries, and you can start to see right here that our bare strawberries are starting to actually produce leaves. I think that's actually a weed. Here's one right here. There are 18 of them in here, and that's the first one right there that is producing any leaves. But I just planted these a couple of weeks ago, or just like a week and a half ago, and so we're very, very hopeful. This is our potato bed, and it is doing very well. It is flowering. If you saw in an earlier video, we are trying the Ruth Stout method, and we took a little turn of our own doing this. We added in some chicken bedding that we did not break down at all. And as you know, chicken manure is hot, but since they were growing up through the pine straw, then a layer, we were hopeful that it would break down, and it doesn't seem like anything has been burnt from it. So we are very, very happy with our potatoes, and we'll see the harvest that we get in a few weeks. This bed right here, these are watermelons. There's calendula. I think there's some weeds in there, but I'm not sure, so I'm not pulling it up. There's another type of melon right there, and then we have some pumpkins and butternut squash that our hope is, while this bed is very small, that they'll sprawl out this way. They will take over some space that we're not using. So that is our hope for this. Everything seems to be doing very well. It's starting to flower, and we're just like really excited about all of that. In this bed right here, we have some echinacea that is really starting to blossom and take off and take root. And I was a little concerned about it because I didn't think that it was going to do anything, but here it is coming up slowly but surely. I planted chamomile here, but I think we had too hard of a rain pretty soon, so only this one really is living. And then maybe that's a chamomile, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look quite the same, but I'm not going to pull it in case. These are our beans. They're going to be black beans, and so we can let them dry on the vine, or we can eat them just like green beans, but they'll be black. And so we're really looking forward to that. You can see there's some flowering over there, so that is very exciting. This is a Florida weave that we actually did for cucumbers, but none of the cucumbers lived. None of them. It got cold right after we planted them, and so we just have these, and I think that's going to be good because I'm pretty sure this is going to take over the whole space. Our friend from Alban Acres came and helped us do this, and so we are hopeful for it, and we like it so far. And yeah, so we'll see how it does as everything gets really heavy. Here are some broccoli and some cabbage. We transplanted these, and they were in some bad soil before, and they are coming along, but I'm pretty sure we got something that's eating them, and I think it's going to get too hot before they really finish. But it's nice to see stuff growing, so I'm not mad about them. This bed has our squash in it. We have zucchini, and we have yellow squash, and then there's some weeds in the middle. And then I think this right here is an okra plant. I did plant okra in here. I think it's the only one that came up. So I'm excited about this bed in particular because this bed was not, other than we added some fertilizer to the soil, everything in the bed is from our property. So I took dirt from our chicken coop, and I mixed up the dirt that we already had here and added a little bit of fertilizer, and then made this bed. So that means that we can, instead of having to haul in all the compost, we can actually create beds that produce real food from what we already have here. And so we're really trying to have more of a sustainable loop. And like, while we did add some fertilizer, as our compost system gets better, I think that we'll have to do less and less of that. And that's really what we're looking for, to be not completely sustainable by ourselves. We're not looking for that. We love community. We want to be with people, but where our systems are feeding each other and we're not just buying lots of stuff to be able to do this. So that is why I'm very excited about this bed right here, which is little, but it is a great first step. This bed right here is our carrot bed that we are going to be harvesting shortly. It has been taken over by weeds, but you can see the carrots. The carrot tops look good. There's definitely enough nutrients in the soil to sustain, but the clay is hard. It's hard. Here is our garlic patch. Weeds are also starting to take it over, but I harvested one yesterday. It is right here on the ground. Should have taken it inside, but it's not quite ready. We're going to be doing that in just a few weeks, probably 1 to 2. We will try it again, but they're not quite ready, but we are really excited. This was the first thing that we planted. This also was a bed that I did without adding anything from the outside. I added chicken bedding, or compost from the chicken coop, and I tilled up the soil just a little bit, and I added ash from our burn pile. We only burn wood, so there's nothing crazy in there, and it's been doing super good. And as you can, this bulb is actually big. I was worried that it was going to be, but I don't think it is. I think we're going to get real garlic. It's amazing. I'm very happy. This is our last bed. This right here that's growing down here is borage. It is a medicinal flower that we're excited about. These right here are yarrow, which I need to come in here and thin them out some, but they are doing well. They're coming in slow, but they are coming. We have a thyme, 2 dills, which I thought were gonna both die because I transplanted them from a different area, but they're going strong. This is our jalapeno. It's a little yellow, but that's all right. We'll work on that. And then these pepper plants are very little, but I didn't think they were going to live at all because we got such a crazy cold snap right after we planted them, and they were stunted, to say the very least. But they're coming back. I went on a trip to visit some friends, and when I came back, there's lots of leaves on them. Here are our basils. There's a purple basil and 2 regular ones and another pepper. And then last but not least, here are our tomato plants. They are doing super good. We're starting to get lots of fruit. These are Roma tomatoes, so they will produce all at one time or pretty close to one time. And so they are doing super well. We're picking the leaves off the bottom so that they don't have disease and whatnot, but they're flowering and things are going super well. So we are really happy with the garden. Was it everything that I thought it was going to be when I first moved here? No, not really. I had these like grand plans and big deal like dreams, like I was going to use this entire space the first year we were here, which is just insanity, okay? So we got a reality check when things weren't quite working right, and then we had some friends come, and they were like from Alvin Acres. They're much smarter than us. They definitely know the garden better than us. And they came and were like, we need to add organic material to this. Your soil is hard. And my heart was a little bit broken that I couldn't do everything I ever wanted. But the thing is, we'll be able to do everything we ever wanted, just not right now. And that's okay. And so starting small is good. So we are very happy with our garden, and we're gonna get to harvesting these carrots momentarily. Let's do it. So it's a little later in the day than we expected to be harvesting. And I didn't actually do everything, but I do want to show you what I got so far. Here they are, and some of them actually turned out okay. Like this one, this is a good carrot. I mean, it's still not as big as I think it should be, but then I also got things like this, and like this, right? this is only about half of what we planted. I'm gonna get the rest of them and dig through the weeds later. My son is not feeling so great, so he's napping, and I know he's gonna want to do part of this. So I'm gonna leave some for him to help me with later. But I was really excited to see what we were gonna get. I'm really looking forward to in the future being able to look back and see this first year of gardening here at Holcomb Commons and seeing what the difference really is, because it is definitely a learning process. Like I said, I had all these grand hopes and plans that this was gonna just be like perfect. Like all the YouTubers that you see who have been doing it for a decade, and that's why it's good, right? And so if we would have saw their first gardens, they would have been rough, and many of them would have told me that if I would have if I knew them. I don't. But just these grand plans that weren't realistic. And so I'm pleased with the beginning of our first garden season. My carrots are tiny. It's kind of funny. We'll eat them. They'll be good, and we'll do some more next time.